All right, you guys, you asked for it, man. 21 Pilots, Car Radio. I guess this is the one. Let's go. What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boyz podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and your favorite 40-year-old man is back to go down this 21 Pilots rabbit hole. Now, the first joint that I got introduced to 21 Pilots about 3 weeks ago. And since then, I've been tripping. I think I reacted to Ride, not Car Radio, Heathens, Ride. What was the first one, though? The first one was Bonkers. I got to look it up because I forget the name. But I was like, when I first heard these brothers, I was like, yo, these dudes are crazy talented. Crazy. Like, I'm like, oh, how have I never heard of this? And I remember the first song I reacted to, Stressed Out. That's right. Stressed Out, you guys. I was like, this sounds mad familiar, but I had never heard of it before. I was just like, okay. And what that meant to me was like, these dudes just make music that is so big that it just sounded familiar. Like I knew it, but I had never heard it before. Maybe you know how you be like in an H&M, not that I shop at H&M, but if you were in an H&M, and something's playing in the background, maybe that was the style of music that played, or like in a Chipotle or something, you know what I mean? But I ain't never been like, yeah, what's this song? Like, anyways, you guys, I did a post and I said, what should I react to next? And the most asked for requested one was Car Radio. So that's what we're going to do today. And if you guys keep showing up for these reactions, like they've been getting like, one of them has like 50,000 views, but if they keep getting 20, 50,000 views, I'm just going to keep going down the rabbit hole on YouTube. And when they cease to get views, I will just listen to the brothers' music. You know what I'm saying? Because I dig it. I dig this music. I dig what they're doing. They're actually really dope. So let's get this started, you guys. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. But if you really rock with the vibe, subscribe to the channel. You know what it is. 40-year-old boys are back in town. 40. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old boys are back in town. The boys are back. The boys are back.
40-year-old FUQ Boyz podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40.
All right, let me get this logo down and pull the video up. Now, don't forget to what? Oh, you guys, I just dropped a new music video, Space Invaders. I am a hip-hop artist. If you get a chance, check that out. But I have original content on this channel, music videos, freestyles off the top of the brain. What else do we got? Oh, interviews. We got an epic interview with Ren from High Ren. Yeah, we have an interview with Tech 9. All flows reach out. Long story short, have a bunch of original content on the channel. And it would be amazing if you guys check out the original content the same way you do these reactions. Now, I know the reactions trigger the algorithm, so it's all good. But when you guys support the original stuff, it means a lot. So let's get into this. I have no clue where this is going to go. Every song I've heard from the 21 Pilots, which has been 3, Stressed Out, Ride, and Heathens. So this is the 4th song, Car Radio. I have no clue where it's going to go because these brothers are what we call genre benders, and it's just like every song sounds a little different, has a little different feel to it. So let's see why you guys wanted me to react to this one over others, and let's get into it. This is Car Radio by the 21 Pilots, not the Stone Temple Pilots, the 21 Pilots.
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence. Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction to mask what is real. I could pull the steering wheel. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
This is interesting. I don't know what's going on here. Let's try to break this down. First and foremost, pianos, a basic beat that really lets the lyrics shine and speak through. So I'm thinking he's trying to convey some type of messaging that's deeper than just surface level. At first, when he said this car radio that someone stole, it reminded me of, I remember when I was in poverty for the most part. Me and my buddy moved into these apartments in Colorado Springs, and it was just bad apartment complex. And the day I moved in, okay, I take everything out my car, get it in, and I come back outside. I took a nap for 15 minutes. I come outside and someone stole my car stereo in that amount of time. And I just moved in first day. Anyways, the story reminded me of that, right? But as I sat there and listened to the way he presented these lyrics, I started to think maybe his car radio is his mind or his conscious or his thoughts or something about his life. And the way the explanation started coming out, maybe that's someone, you know, when you allow someone to take your sanity or feeling good about yourself, like something happens in life where it's stripped from you, whether it's a hater or someone doubting you or someone just being evil and mean, a bully or something. That's what it started to remind me of, like this self-reflection, like, you know, my mind, I'm sitting here with all this silence. Someone took this from me. Like, you know, when you're having a peaceful day or someone took your peace of mind is what I think I'm trying to say. I don't know. I'm going to replay it just a little bit and then let it flow. Also, his voice in this. I didn't know he rapped like this because from Stressed Out, I felt like he rapped different. This is giving me like a Sage Francis. So you guys ever heard of Sage Francis? I mean, it's kind of obscure underground backpack hip hop, but it reminds me of that Rhyme Sayers, like Sage Francis. And then it's like, this is not like in a bad way, but it's like nerdcore, like that, like the nerd type of voice, like his vocal tone is like, just like that. But that's not like, I'm not dissing. That's just what it reminds me. It sounds like I actually like what he's saying and the way this is presented a lot. That's the only way I can explain it though, because I've never heard anything like this necessarily. So I'm like trying to make it make sense to myself. So I don't know. That's what I'm getting. First initial listening, reacting. I'm going to bring it back a little bit and just let it play. I like where this is going. Start shaving his head. Like, I don't know. I really think like the car radio might represent your peace of mind or like your conscious or your something, and someone takes your peace of mind and now you're sitting here in silence or just, you know, confusion or like, you know, trying to figure it out. That's what I'm thinking with this first verse. I'm going to bring it back. We're going to rock. Let's go.
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence. Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction to mask what is real. I could pull the steering wheel. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
Interesting. Maybe someone took your peace of mind and now you have to deal with this reality that's in front of you every day. He's talking about breathing like he has anxiety or something, a panic attack. I mean, there's a lot in that first verse. And then the beat just allows you to think about the full first verse. He's not even doing a hook right now. I don't know what's going on, but I like it. Let's go.
I ponder of something terrifying, cause this time there's no sound to hide behind. I find over the course of our human existence, one thing consists of consistence, and it's that we're all battling fear. Oh dear, I don't know if we know why we're here. Oh my, too deep, please stop thinking. I liked it better when my car had sound. There are things we can do, but from the things that work there are only two, and from the two that we choose to do, peace will win and fear will lose. There's faith and there's sleep. We need to pick one, please, because faith is to be awake, and to be awake is for us to think, and for us to think is to be alive. And I will try with every rhyme to come across like I am dying to let you know you need to try to think. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought, cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
Okay, there's so much to digest here. Like, what? So I'm going off this peace of mind concept, but it also can just be like entertainment distracting us from what's real, right? The car radio playing radio, like television, entertainment, sports, all these things he's talking about are distracting us from what is real. And now that he has to sit in silence in this car, which this could be a metaphor for like sitting within your own self, your own mind. But now that he has to face it, it's scary and he's scared. But he's also fighting, pushing back on that. Like, yo, I am scared. Oh, I almost forgot. Bro, his flow switched. I like this flow better than the original flow because he started, like his rhythms started jumping out at me. Now, I like the first one because it's giving me like poetry slam vibes. I mean, the first verse, and it was a dope verse, and it gets me thinking, and this beat, and oh man, there's so much going on here. Wow. But then the second verse, his flow pattern switches a little bit, and he's saying and he's kind of going more in depth, so I can kind of understand where he's going with the first verse. And then he didn't put a hook, so I think the hook, I need to think about the verse more. And there's just so much going on here, but I'm really vibing with this, especially this second verse, because he starts pushing back on like the fear aspect, and he starts saying, yo, you need to think. You need to address these things. That's how I'm interpreting it. And then the beat switched for the hook. It went from these piano riffs with drums to this synth. This synth starts playing like and I'm like, these dudes are on something. They're on something. I ain't seen or heard stuff like this, and it's just crazy. What's crazy is they're so big. Like, that's what she said, I know. But anyways, these dudes are so big, you guys. Like, I've never heard of them and I'm like, listening to this music, I'm like, I am actually getting inspired because I have gone down, I think it's the black pill, when you're just like, all of this, bad music, degradation. This is as commercial and big as you get. Billions of views, and they're saying real stuff with substance and sustenance. And no wonder so many of you guys are hitting me up to react to 21 Pilots. I'm starting to get it now. This is amazing. This is amazing. Thank you guys. I'm enjoying this thoroughly. I like this.
My
bad. That was an accident, but it wasn't an accident. It's time. Listen.
It's that slot with what I once bought, cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
Okay, there's some vocals. yo, there's vocals in the hook, no real words. It's just saying, oh, or whatever. It sounds great, but it went into like some EDM. Would you call this like house or trance? I don't know. I'm not really familiar with EDM like that, but it's like some kind of like fist pump. I get that. Like that's the vibe. Now, bro. And then the homie's playing the drums with it. We went from this piano, like poetry, hip hop to this. These dudes are really talented. This is wild. I wonder why he put the mask on. I wonder if that's a symbol. Like when I'm saying like, you know, a mask would symbolize you're trying to hide from something. You know, mask on, mask off. You're trying to hide from something. And then it's almost like then he goes into there and he's performing for the crowd. So it's like his mask is on when he's a performer maybe. Is that what he's trying to symbolize? And does this come back to all these thoughts that he has to deal with, that sometimes he runs away from, with not necessarily that he runs away from, but he doesn't have to necessarily engage with when there's music. I don't know. There's a lot here, you guys. But this is, we'll see where this goes. I don't know where the end of this is going to go, but I'm enjoying this. This is dope. This is fire. There's Waldo! There's Waldo! And now he's doing like a screamo type of thing. No, I just sit in silence. And yo, this must be earlier. This video must be before all the ink, because the first video I reacted to, he had ink all here and all here. So maybe this was earlier work. I don't know. This is so crazy to me. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit in silence. And now I just sit. I bind her of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence. Yo, that's crazy. Hold on. Let's see if anything else plays at the end. Sometimes I miss things by not letting it go to the end. Dude. So, first and foremost, he takes off the mask and his hair is back. If you don't remember, he cut off all his hair in the bathroom, having what seemed like an anxiety attack or some type of panic attack, which he starts referencing again. My, breathing, fire in his chest. Unless he's smoking some of that good, which I doubt. Not doubt that he can afford good or smoke. I'm just saying, like, when I smoke the good, oh, my chest is on fire. But I'm saying that's not what he's trying to explain here. I think he's describing, like a panic attack situation. Like, oh, I got to catch my breath. But his hair is back, and then he just falls off the stage. And he takes his mask off when everyone is gone. Man, I think I'm getting it, but I might have missed something. That's my interpretation, is like, it's a way of saying ignorance is bliss. Right? Because the reason they say ignorance is bliss is because what you don't know, you're just happy, right? If you don't know about the New World Order, you're just happy. If you don't know your girl's cheating on you, you're just happy. Like, oh, today was amazing. And then when you find out, you're like, oh, shit. And you just sit and think, like, really? They want me to eat synthetic meat and bugs the rest of my life and live in a pod? And I can't have nothing, but I'm going to be happy? Sheesh. Anyways, these type of thoughts, right? Sitting in silence, thinking of all the things going on in the world that they're giving us. And then ignorance is no longer bliss, right? I don't know, something like that, taking your peace of mind. There's so many ways I feel like this could be interpreted. But essentially, it's about being alone with your thoughts, having no distractions, and having to deal with those things. And when you deal with those things, they can make you feel a certain way. He talked about fear. Again, he talks about breathing like a panic attack, which would come from fear of thinking of things that you might not be able to control, etc. In closing, I would just say, hey, take some time to breathe, meditate, right? And deal with what you can control. And I don't think we should be ignorant to things going on around us. I think we should definitely, be prepared. But at the same time, in the midst of that preparation, don't lose your mind, because you can go crazy. You could literally go crazy with everything that's going on in the world, all the things that people say, the things people say, the things people do, the world does, natural things that happen, even things you do yourself. You just got to be cautious of what you can control, and don't let anything steal your peace of mind. And if you do lose your peace of mind, take some time to reset. That's what I'm going to say here. Take some time to reset, which typically can come from working out, breathing exercises, eating healthy. These things can help reset you. Go step on the earth with no shoes and ground yourself, but be very self-aware that these things are coming for your peace. And thank you, 21 Pilots Car Radio, for getting me thinking. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe I don't know. Actually, I don't think there's any wrong way. I interpreted this maybe different than you interpreted it. But I don't think there's a wrong way to interpret art. And this is what he spoke to me through his art, and that's my interpretation of it in this reaction. I hope you guys dig that interpretation, and let me know in the comments what you thought. What was your interpretation of this piece? And maybe he did put something out there like, oh, I meant this specifically, and you are wrong, Black Pegasus, hold this L. I hold many L's on this channel, but maybe this is just something poetic that he meant to get you thinking. And I think the direction of the thought could be some of the places I went today. Anyways, you guys, I love 21 Pilots. Sheesh. If you guys watch this one and it gets, 20K or up, we'll do more reactions. If not, we'll move on to the next thing. But I will be bumping this in my personal life and more of their music in my personal life regardless, because they make fire. So, hey, I'm here for it, you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. But if you really rock with the vibe, subscribe to the channel. Here we go. 40.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ.